Hey, it's Chris Kirkpatrick and Mike Wolf back here with Life 180 Turnkey Properties, and for this video I want to talk to Mike a little bit about why real estate is kind of in a class of its own when it comes to an investment, right? Like, I do a lot of talking and a lot of videos around cash value life insurance, different financial strategies, how to get involved in real estate, and a lot of people ask me a lot of questions. And so I thought it'd be really valuable to talk to you about, what is it about real estate that kind of puts it in a class in and of itself, all the benefits. I know there are a ton of them, and I know how passionate you are about talking about it. So let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Real estate is in a class of its own, and if we dissect, how do you create wealth through real estate? And we look at the different ways that it makes us money and saves us money. We're going to talk about that too. There's nothing else can compare to it. So first of all, one of the ways we make money is obviously, and this is an important one, is cash flow. Cash flow is king. So if you're being strategic with how you invest in real estate, meaning you're buying properties that are providing revenue for you, hopefully passively, meaning that you have a team collecting rent for you. It's not taking up your time. One, you're making money while you sleep. And this money can come in really effortlessly. And most other investments don't give you any kind of money at the end of the month. So for example, if I sold off all my real estate and I took that money and I bought gold with it, that gold, unless I sell it, doesn't give me any money. I can't go to the grocery store and say, listen, my net worth is this, give me food.
So in essence, your net worth stays the same, but your cash flow goes through, goes away.
Well, it's kind of like winning the lottery. We know what happens to most lottery winners, right? A few years later, they're broke. And money will disappear. So if you had a bunch of gold, well, you got to cash. I'm going grocery shopping. I got to cash the gold.
Good point.
I want to get on an airplane. I got to cash the gold. With real estate, at the end of every month, it gives me a paycheck without me having to trade my time for it. And then I can do whatever I want with that money. I can go grocery shopping. I can go travel. I can do whatever I want, yet still hold and control that asset.
Love it.
So that's number one, is cash flow. And without cash flow, that means you have to sell your investments to keep afloat. Number two is real estate tends to appreciate over time, and that's because they're not making more land. And so there's always going to be a scarcity involved with that. Materials go up, labor goes up. So what happens to the cost of building a home? It goes up. So when we look at, I can't predict the future, but if you had to guess, is a gallon of gas going to cost more or less 10 years from now?
More.
Right, and milk, is that going to cost more or less?
Probably more.
Right, and are they going to make more land in the next 10 years? Or are people going to take pay cuts when they go build homes? Is the lumber going to go up or down? I mean, when you look at that, real estate's also going to follow suit. So even if you own a pre-owned home, it's going to follow the market. As new homes go up, so does a pre-owned. So with stocks, stocks are man-made. It's only because we put value on a stock and we've decided, this is the value of it today, which we have no control over. But when we look at some of the high-flying stocks of 5 years ago, many of them don't even exist today. And a lot of the companies that are the high flyers today, they're not going to exist 5 years now because businesses are changing so quickly. Everything's changing so quickly. And the companies that are favored today, a lot of them won't even exist.
Well, I saw something that only a handful of companies in the S&P 500 even existed 50 years ago, right? So, I mean, that speaks to your point.
Right, exactly. A lot of the blue chip companies are no longer here. So that's the second thing. The other really big thing is, we talked about appreciation, we talked about cash flow. The other way that we make money in real estate is, and a lot of people don't know this, is that you get tax benefits from something called depreciation. And so when we look at some of the richest people on the planet, the billionaires such as Warren Buffett, for example, he openly admits that he pays less as a percentage in tax than his assistant does. And I don't know how much his assistant makes, but I'm pretty sure that the assistant's not a billionaire, and he is. And that's because there's some laws that were put in place by rich people to keep people rich. And basically it says that if you own real estate, you get to, because if you buy a home, obviously parts of the home are going to go down. A roof is eventually going to need to be replaced. A fridge will need to be replaced. And so over 27 and a half years, or even faster if you have an accountant that knows how to do it, you get to basically depreciate the value of that home against your income, even if you made that income in something else. By the way, disclaimer, I am not an accountant or a lawyer, so confirm this with your lawyer and accountant.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my experience has been that you can depreciate a home over 27 7.5 or less years, and take that against your taxable income. So somebody like Warren Buffett doesn't need the cash flow. He's got plenty. He doesn't really care that much about the appreciation. That's a nice benefit,
sure,
but it's not the main thing. But he gets to reduce his taxable income considerably, and he's paying less tax probably than most middle income earners.
Yeah.
So the middle class is paying most of the taxes. So if for no other reason, even if none of that other stuff existed, if you don't own real estate, you're paying too much tax. So that's one of the big things. And the other thing is really control. When you have real estate, you get to control the asset. You decide when you want to sell it, when you want to buy it. If you're smart, like I said, it's giving you income every month. Even if it goes down in value, you're just not going to sell it at that time. You're going to buy it, hopefully be in a position to buy more real estate and have even more properties. And then the last thing I really want to touch on is leverage. Where else can you buy something like a principal residence you can do with 5% or less down? The bank is putting up 95% of the cash or more, and you get to control an asset that gives you cash flow.
Yeah, totally.
And nowhere else can you have that kind of leverage. There's stocks where you can buy on margin, and if the value of the stock goes down, you get a margin call.
Totally.
And you got to cough up cash.
Yep.
With real estate, as long as you make your mortgage payment, and if you have your renter who's paying more than what your mortgage payment is, then you're laughing. It's very highly leveraged, so it allows you to buy a lot of real estate with very little money.
Well, and it's not uncommon for a house to go up 10% in value in a year, right? And if you buy a $100,000 house with a $5,000 down payment, and that goes up 10%, you really made 200% on your money, because you made $10,000 of equity in a $5,000 investment. Right. Really, that came out of your pocket.
Exactly. There's no other investment where you can have such an amazing rate of return, because your money works really, really hard for you, because you're mostly using other people's money in a lot of cases.
I love it.
So it's very, very cool. So nowhere else do you get this. I don't know that, and a lot of things. There's always these new shiny objects, like last year it was really the cryptocurrency. And when it was going up, of course, everybody makes money. In real estate, if you know what you're doing, you can make money when it goes down. You can make money when it stays the same. You make money.
Markets.
Of course, everybody makes money when it goes up.
Sure.
But these other things come and go. They're very, very volatile. They're very risky. When everything's going up, everybody thinks they know how to win the lottery and they can duplicate it. But a lot of those cryptocurrency people from last year are being pretty quiet this year. I know that. So.
It's funny how that works.
Exactly.
Well, there's a couple things that statements or I guess catchphrases that I've heard that really hit home, and that's like, if you want to get 5% results, you can't do what 95% of the people in this world are doing, right?
So true.
And if the top 5% are getting involved in real estate, it's all about reverse engineering that process, right? If you want to be successful, you need to go out and find what the most successful people are doing.
Exactly.
The people that have the life that you want, that have the results that you're looking to accomplish, and emulate that. Like, figure out what they're doing and copy it. If you don't do that, you're just never going to get ahead.
Well, I know very, very few people that are millionaires, multi-millionaires that don't own real estate. And billionaires, I can't imagine how much tax they would pay if they didn't own a lot of real estate. So it's just a no-brainer, and nothing else can compare to it, in my opinion.
It's true. I mean, I could tell you, I wish we had gotten started sooner with you, 5 years ago when we started. I mean, my wife and I were talking, it's like, one of our biggest regrets financially of everything over the past 5 years was not getting started with you sooner. So
never too late, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. And so that's why we're doing this video, is to really just let people know that this is out there, that it is doable, that that real estate is something I believe everybody should own. And 5 years ago, I didn't believe that, and so.
Shame on you.
I know. It is what it is. So I'm just grateful, that we have this relationship now, and that we can share this with everybody. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you found value in that, we got a lot of videos that Mike and I we're putting out that are gonna help you hopefully with the education about, if you're looking at getting involved in real estate in any level. I'm 100% certain that you will find value in the content that we're going to bring to the table. Go ahead and click the subscription button and make sure you click that bell. That way you do get a notification when the video comes out, and I assure you it'll help you. If you are interested in adding real estate to your portfolio, or figuring out how it might fit into your plan or your goals, or whatever you're looking to accomplish, I assure you it is something you can do. There are a lot of different ways that you can pull it off. Just go ahead and click on the link below. We'd be happy to talk to you and see how we can help you if nothing else, just have a conversation, right? And see, you know, how we can add value into whatever you have going on. So click the link below, and you know, until we talk, go out and crush it, and look forward to talking to you soon.